Hello dear students, welcome to Suraj School Bhiwadi. Today I Taruna Saini will teach you chapter 11. As you know that day before yesterday we have started the chapter, that is chapter number 11 constructions. We have studied about the introduction part, then we have discussed about the basic constructions, and in basic constructions I have taught you the two things, so I will repeat for you what we have discussed till now in the first video. So I have taught you the two things, that is perpendicular bisector of a line segment, how to draw the perpendicular bisector of a line segment. So this thing we have learned. So how we will prepare the perpendicular bisector of a line segment? So for this purpose, what you have to do, you firstly have to draw a line segment. We will firstly draw a line segment, then by putting compass at A, by putting compass at B, and more than half of AB, we will put an arc at the top and at the bottom, and then by taking compass at B, we will put an arc at C at D. मीन्स कि आपको जो ए बी डिस्टेंस है उसका हाफ से ज़्यादा डिस्टेंस लेना है, and you have to mark an arc at the upper part of the AB and at the lower part. Then what we will do, we will join CD. So in this manner your line segment will be half, this part and this part will be equal. Okay, so by taking, we will draw a line segment more than half distance, you draw an arc at the bottom and the top, and then you join it will be the half. Then I have discussed with you yesterday how to draw the angle bisector, how to draw the angle bisector of angle bisector of any angle. तो इसके लिए आपको क्या बताया था, किसी भी एंगल का अगर बाइसेक्ट करना है, बाइसेक्ट, बाई मीन्स टू, सेक्टर मीन्स पार्ट, सो बाइसेक्टर कभी भी अगर आपको बनाना है, सो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू जस्ट ड्रॉ अ रे, लेट द रे बी ओ ए. हमने क्या बनाया, हमने एक रे बनाया. लेट अस सपोज I am taking a radius of 2 centimeter. Let it is cutting at B. Now let it be the, by taking the same radius and putting compass at B, I have drawn an angle of 60 degree. Now you want to do the bisector of this angle. So what you will do, children, if you want to bisect any angle, just put your compass at the extreme. At the extreme point you put your compass. By putting your compass at B, by putting your compass at C, you will draw arcs. These arcs will meet at D, then you will join the D. So this is your angle bisector. Remember that you have to not to change the radius आप change नहीं करेंगे, and आप angle का extreme लेंगे, extreme point लेकर आप इसको prepare कर लेंगे. So this two basic construction we have discussed with you. The first one is bisector of a given angle. Then I have discussed with you the perpendicular bisector. Then exercise 11.1, question number 1 I have discussed with you. Now question number 2 we will discuss. So if you want to ask exercise 11.1 question 1, you can watch the previous video. Now we'll start from question 2. कंस्ट्रक्ट एन एंगल ऑफ 45 डिग्री. तो 45 डिग्री बनाने के लिए आपको पहले 90 डिग्री का एंगल कंस्ट्रक्ट करना पड़ेगा. सो व्हाट इज़ द टास्क हेयर, यू विल ड्रॉ अ रे, let the ray is AB. What is the ray? The ray is AB. Now by taking 2 centimeter radius, you will draw an arc. Let it is cutting at C and D. Now you will draw an arc here. Suppose it is E, here F. Now it will meet. Here you will make an angle of 90 degree. What you have to prepare? You have to make an angle of 45. तो अभी अभी मैंने आपको बाइसेक्टर एंगल बनाना सिखाया, हाउ टू प्रिपेयर द बाइसेक्टर ऑफ एन एंगल. You know very well that 45 is the half of 90. So these are the extreme points. 45 is the half of 90. These are the extreme points. So put your compass at C and H, C and H, and draw arcs. Okay. By putting your compass at C and H without changing the radius, you just draw an arc. It will meet at I. So it is your angle 45 degree, that is bisector of angle 90 degree. Now you have to justify. So for the justification, what you have to do, beta, you just join HI and IC. Okay, so you can see here, you can see that for the justification I am telling you, HIA triangle I am taking and triangle CIA I am taking HIA and CIA. So you, from here you can see that AI equal AI, and you can see here HI equal CI because same arc of the same radii, and AC equal AH also arc from the same radii. So by using these three you can see that the circles are congruent. Circle congruent हो गए, okay, circles are congruent. So these angle 1 and angle 2 are equal by CPCT, but angle 1 और 2 का सम तो कितना है 90 डिग्री, ठीक है 90 था ना ये कंप्लीट. नाउ वी विल पुट देम x. नाउ x plus x equal 90. So from here by solving you will get that x is 45, that means angle 2 is 45. So this is a justification. Justification means कि आप उसे proof कर रहे हैं. Justification means आप उसे proof कर रहे हैं. You can see from here also the question number 2 what we have done. In this manner you will prepare the question 2. You will draw an arc, okay, this is A, this is B, then you will draw an arc, it will meet at C, draw an arc here, it will D, draw an arc here, it will meet at E, then by putting your compass at D and E it will meet at F. This is 90 degree, this is G. Now putting your compass at C and G, do the half is this. ओके सो दिस इज़ योर 45. अब आपको जस्टिफिकेशन करना है तो कैसे आप जस्टिफिकेशन करेंगे बेटा. जी एच इक्वल एच सी, एच ए कॉमन, जी ए इक्वल सी ए. सो बोथ आर कॉन्ग्रुएंट. सो एंगल 1 इक्वल एंगल 2. एंगल 1 प्लस 2 इज़ 90. दोनों इक्वल हैं. सो आप इनको वैल्यू पुट कर सकते हो. सो दिस इज़ ट्वाइस ऑफ एंगल 1. So angle 1 you are getting 45 degree. So you have justified that these two angles are of 45 degree each. Now question number 3, construct the following angles 30 degree, 22 and half and 15 degree. एंड बेटा कंस्ट्रक्शन का क्वेश्चन अगर आता है तो यू हैव टू ऑल्सो राइट द स्टेप ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन. तो कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप ये सारे स्टेप्स देखो. वट एवर यू आर डूइंग, आप जो भी बनाते हुए जा रहे हैं यू राइट दैट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आपको 30 डिग्री का एंगल बनाना है, अगर आपको 30 डिग्री का एंगल बनाना है, सो व्हाट इज़ द फर्स्ट स्टेप यू आर टेकिंग. यू आर जस्ट ड्राइंग अ रे. सबसे पहले आपने क्या किया, आपने एक रे बनाया. देन आपने 2 सेंटीमीटर रेडियस, वी टेक 2 सेंटीमीटर रेडियस इन कंपास. देन यू विल ड्रॉ ए सेमी सर्कल. यहाँ पे आपने एक सेमी सर्कल ड्रॉ किया. देन यू हैव ड्रॉन एन आर्क सी डी. अभी आपका जो सी डी आर्क हो गया 60 डिग्री हो गया, बट यू वॉन्ट टू मेक एन एंगल ऑफ 30 डिग्री. सो फॉर मेकिंग एन एंगल ऑफ bisector what you have to do, you have to put your compass at the extremes at C and D and you will draw the arcs. So it will meet and you will join it. So this is your 30 degree. So आप क्या लिखेंगे, सबसे पहले आपने क्या किया, we draw a ray. हमने एक रे बनाया ए बी, ठीक है. by taking A as a center and with 2 centimeter radius we draw a semicircle. Then by putting your compass at C we draw an arc D. Then by putting compass at C and D we draw an arc which meet at E. So in this manner you will draw an angle of 30 degrees. So you must clear in your mind that whose half is 30 degree. 30 degree is the half of 60 degree. Now next is 22 and half degree. So whose half is 22 and half degree? Half of 45. And whose half is 45? 90 degree. So for making 22 and half degree, for making 22 and half degree, what you have to do beta, you have to draw an angle of 90 degree firstly. So you will draw a ray, then you will take 2 centimeter radius, okay, it will cut at C. Now put your compass at C, it will be here at D. Now E, now by taking D and E as a center it will meet somewhere at F. Now let it be Z, so it will be your 90 degree angle. Then by putting your compass at C and G, what you have to do, you will just draw an arc and it will cut at H. Okay, so it will cut at H. So here you get an angle of IAB, you get 45. But what you want to draw, you want to draw an angle of 22 and half degree. So put your compass at C and E and then do the half. So definitely you will get an angle of 22 and half degree. So what are the steps beta for drawing 90 degree? Then to draw the 45 degree and then draw 22 and half degree. So you firstly must clear how to draw an angle of 90 degree, then 45, then 22 and half. And for drawing any angle half, just put your compass at the extremes. Then 15 degree, then you must clear whose half is 15 degree. 15 degree is the half of 30 degree, and 30 degree is the half of 60 degree. So for making an angle of 15 degree, you have to follow three steps. Firstly, draw an angle of 60 degree, then draw an angle of 30 degree, and then at last you will draw an angle of 15 degree. So what you have to do, you have to draw a ray. Let the ray is OA. Now put your compass at O, draw an arc, let it be meet at B, then draw an arc, let it be C. So this is your 60. Now by taking B and C as a center, you will draw an arc. It will be D, so it will be E. So ये जो आपका EOA है, ये आपका 30 हो गया. But we want an angle of 15 degree. तो आपने यहाँ तक देखा, यहाँ पे इस डायग्राम में आपने देखा कि सबसे पहले हमने क्या बना लिया बेटा, 60 डिग्री बन गया है. 60 के बाद यहाँ पे आपका 30 का बन गया. अब आप F और आप C पर रखकर, F और C पर रखकर अर्क लगाएंगे, जो कहाँ मीट करेगा, G पर. तो जिसका भी हाफ करना है आपको जिसका भी हाफ करना है, तो आप क्या करेंगे, जिसका भी आपको हाफ करना है तो आप एक्सट्रीम पर रखकर कंपास को आप अर्क लगाएंगे. हमने यहाँ पे ये जो मैंने डॉट बनाया, यहाँ से हमने अर्क लगाया. So GAB is your 15 degree. Okay, fine. Next is 75, 105 and 135. So for doing this question, you must be clear that 75 degree, in what two angles these 75 degree will lie. 75 degree will lie between 60 degree and 90 degree. It will lie somewhere between 60 degree and the 90 degree. So firstly, for making an angle of 75 degree, you must know how to draw angle of 60 and 90, and then in middle we will draw an angle of 75. Okay. So 75 will lie between 60 and 90. 105 will lie between 90 and 120, and 135 will lie between 120 and 150. This thing must be clear. Okay. That 70 is in midway between 60 and 90, 105 is in midway of 90 and 120, and 135 is in midway of 120 and 150. So firstly, let us learn how to draw an angle of 90 degree. So this is your 75 degrees. So for doing question number 4, first part, what we have to do, we will firstly draw an angle of 60 degrees. So I have drawn a ray OA. You can take 2 centimeter radius. I have taken, let it be B. Fine. Now this is C. So this is your angle of 60 degree. Now you draw an angle of 90 degree. So you know very well how to draw an angle of 90 degree. Let it be 90. Now what is the main step where you will face the problem? Here is the point. This is the point of 60 degree. Here is the point. This is the point of 90 degree. So by putting your compass at O, A, B, C, D, let it be E, let it be F. So by putting your compass at C and F, by putting your compass at C and F, you will draw an arc which will meet at G, and here it will lie 75. Okay. 60 degree, you know very well, this is the highlight of 60 degree, this is the highlight of 90 degree. So between 60 and 90 degrees, 75 will lie. You can clearly see here in this diagram. So firstly, what we have done, this is a ray, then you have drawn 60 degree angle, then you have drawn 90 degrees. So by putting your compass at G and U, we draw an arc which meet at H. So this ray, by joining HA ray, this HA complete angle is 75 degree. Now for 105 degree. For 105 degree, what is the step? 105. I told you earlier that it is in midway between 90 and 120. So firstly, you will make an angle of 90 degree. So how to draw an angle of 90? Like this. This is 90. And how to draw an angle of 120? Like this. These two arcs. These two arcs will make 120 degree. So here you can see in the diagram. So this is your arc, this is 60, this is 120. So this is an arc of 120, and here 90. So 90 और 120 के बीच में लाई करेगा. So by putting dot, taking these 2 points, extreme point के बीच में हमें हाफ लेना है. यहाँ पे ये 90 का सिंबल है और ये आपका 120 का. So by putting your compass at G, and E, you will draw an arc that would meet at H, and you will draw AH. So this will be your 105 degree. And in the same manner for the 135 degree, what you have to do for 135, it will lie between halfway 120 and 150 degree. It will lie between 120 and 150. So what you have to do, you can see clearly here, 60. Firstly, we will draw an angle of 60. This is 60, this is 120. Okay, this is 120. एंड आपको 150 बनाना है, ठीक है. 120 तो आपका बन गया 2 आर्क से, 60 का आर्क हो गया, ये 120 का आर्क हो गया. अब आपको 150 का बनाना है, क्योंकि आपको तो 180 का बनाना है, 135. तो 150 का बनाने के लिए 180 का आप यहाँ पे आर्क लगाएंगे. तो पहले 150 का बनाएंगे. 150 का किस किस के बीच में लाई करता है बेटा? 120 का लाई करता है, 120, 90 एंड 180 के बीच में लाई करेगा ये, ठीक है. तो आप यहाँ पे अर्क लगाएंगे, यहाँ से और यहाँ से, यहाँ से और यहाँ से, और ये बीचों बीच आपका 150 आ जाएगा. और फिर 150 और यहाँ पे लगा के बीच में ये 135 का आपका आएगा. दोबारा से देख लीजिए, आई एम ड्राइंग फॉर यू पीपल. सो फर्स्टली यू विल ड्रॉ अ रे ओ ए, ठीक है. आपने थोड़ा सा साइड में बना लेते हैं. आपने ये बनाया है यहाँ पे ओ ए बी, ये 60 हो गया, ठीक है. ये 120 हो गया, ये 180 हो गया. 120 तो हो गया आपका ड्रॉ, और ये कहीं ना कहीं बीच में 90 हो जाएगा, ठीक है. तो आपका ये 150 पहले बनाइए आप, ठीक है. 120 वाली रे तो आपकी ये हो गई, ठीक है. आपको बनाना है 135, जो कि लाई करेगा 120 और 150 के बीच में. 150 बनाएंगे. 150 कैसे बनाएंगे? 120 और 180 का हाफ. तो यहाँ पे हाफ बीचों बीच यहाँ से कहीं जाएगा. इसका यहाँ पे आर्क लगा के, इन दोनों से पॉइंट पर आर्क लगा के ये आपका बन गया. तो ये वाली जो फ्लोरोसेंट वाली आर्क हो गई आपकी 150 की. अब यहाँ पे और यहाँ पे कंपास रख के बीचों बीच आपकी एक लाइन जाएगी, जो कि आपका बन जाएगा 135 डिग्री का एंगल. इन दिस मैनर यू विल डू दिस वन. देन आपका आता है क्वेश्चन नंबर 5. सो इन क्वेश्चन नंबर 5, कंस्ट्रक्ट एन इक्विलेटरल ट्राइंगल गिवन इट साइड. आपको ओनली साइड गिवन है, तो आपको पता है दैट इक्विलेटरल ट्राइंगल हैज़ ऑल साइड्स इक्वल. सो दिस इज ए बी, दिस इज ए बी. सो बाय taking A as a center, and AB as a radius, draw an arc. Similarly, by taking B as a center, and AB as a radius, draw an arc. Join it. So here you get an equilateral triangle. Now you have to justify. So how we will justify? AB is equal to AC. Why? Because we have drawn the same arc. And AB is equal to BC, because we are drawn by taking the same radius. So from here you can conclude that AB is equal to BC equal AC. That means triangle ABC is an equilateral triangle. Fine. In this manner you have to complete this exercise. And for writing this type of construction, whatever you are doing,